Hello everyone, I'm Rachel Hugg. This is Rick Hugg, my lovely and talented husband. Chauffeur. And we are riding into work, and I'm actually recording a video today instead of doing our live stream, so bear with me here as I do this. I was on a chat last night with the elder Baba, and we were talking about the thing that happened in New Zealand yesterday, or when was that, Friday, when the killing took place. And you know, something that I noticed, because you know, after the shooting happened, I went online. I did find the video that the guy made while he was in the process of killing all these people, and I did watch it. I'm really just trying to get into the mind of this person, trying to understand what the heck drove him to do what he did. I mean, it's so beyond what I can understand or comprehend. It blows my mind. You too, Mr. Hugg?
Yep.
I was just like, what? Why? I also read parts of his manifesto, too, that he had posted on Facebook. And here's what I think about all that. I noticed right away, I mean, one of the things that struck me in the video was how casually he went in and did what he did. He parked his car, he got out, he opened up the hatchback, he pulled out a couple guns, he walked a block. He parked a block away. He parked a block away. So he walked a block to the front entrance, walked in, and just mowed these people down. Then he ran back to his car, switched out his guns, kind of jogged back into the mosque and shot more. Came out, shot a couple more people, got into his car, and drove away. And it was all very casual. There was no, you didn't hear him panicking. It was very mechanical. It was very strange. I mean, it was horrifying, absolutely horrifying. But it was, to me, it was even more horrifying because he was so casual about how he did these shootings. And in his manifesto, you know, it read like a white nationalist, rager is what it sounded like. You know, he liked to use a lot of memes and often quoted things to be able to perpetuate his agenda. Thank you. Mr. Hugg is helping me find my words today. And so, you know, I decided, okay, well, what is Trump saying about this? So I went online, and this is a quote from Donald Trump when he was asked whether or not he thinks that there's a upsurgence in the number of white nationalists and white nationalist violence in the world. He said, and I quote, "I don't really. I think it's a small group of people that have a very, very serious problem, I guess." That was how he answered that. Well, white nationalism is spreading like wildfire. The Southern Poverty Law Center says that white nationalism and violent white nationalism is the largest growing group of people in America and in the world right now, which is scary to me. You know, and there's some examples of things that have happened recently, like the Unite the Right, I think it was called, the Unite the Right Right march that happened in Virginia in 2017, where a guy got into his car and drove over a group of counter-protesters who were protesting the white nationalists. That's one example. And the Tree of Life Synagogue in 2018, where the guy went in and shot up a synagogue, that was a white nationalist who did that, where 11 people were killed. And just recently there was a Coast Guard guy who didn't carry out anything because he got caught, but he was planning on going after a bunch of elected officials and news reporters and such, and you know, his agenda was to kill all those people. And according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, the white supremacist killings doubled in 2017 compared to 2016. So, I mean, definitely white supremacy is on the rise. It's being disguised as white nationalism. But, you know, white supremacy is a global threat. It's not just here in America. It seems to be something that is happening worldwide. And, you know, the evidence of that is in the news almost on the daily. And one of the things that I noticed, you know, I actually went online and I went and looked at a whole bunch of white nationalist websites, because I'm like, I got to understand what makes these people tick, what is going on here. And the one thing that I noticed was that almost every single one of the white nationalist and white supremacist websites use sympathy as a vehicle to kind of draw you in, to seduce you. You know, they talk about things like, you know, disenfranchisement, people losing their jobs. A lot of times they like basically make themselves look like a workers' party, which is exactly what Hitler did, by the way. You know, his was a nationalist movement as well. And basically, you know, any group that is, you know, for instance, another thing here, there is a video on YouTube. You can look it up. The name of the guy, or the name of the channel, is American Renaissance. And the video that I watched was called Who Are We by Jared Taylor. And in that video, he is against diversity. He calls for he calls it a white advocate call to action. He says that he's not anti-black, but pro-white. And, you know, anytime somebody says something like that, anytime they say that they are pro-something, it means that they're anti-something. Don't you agree, Mr. Hug? Like, pro-choice people are not pro-life people, correct? And if you are pro-white and you believe in advocating and furthering the agenda of a white race, are you not leaving out all the other races? Yeah. So I don't like the whole pro or white, you know, the white advocate movement either, because I think that is just more of the same. It's just rebranding of the same racist bullshit that we've been dealing with forever. And you know what? I'm going to tell you, there are so many people like me and like Rick who are so sick and tired of the frickin' racist bullshit, okay? We're tired of racism. We're tired of institutionalized racism. We're tired of people dividing themselves up into colors and religions and everything else, every other division. You know, if you really want a safe and prosperous America, we all have to be Americans. We have to be pro-unity. And I just don't see that happening. I think Trump is a racist bigot. I think that he is a white nationalist. And I think that anybody who is a white nationalist should be branded, you know, given the amount of terrorist type of activities that are happening amongst white nationalists. I think it's time for us to call it what it is, and that is white supremacy, which is a terrorist group, and they should be treated as a terrorist group and a terrorist group of people. That's how I feel. So that's all I wanted to say. You want to say anything, Mr. Hug? He doesn't want to say anything. Okay, thanks guys for watching. You have a great day. Mwah. Love you. Bye-bye.